Hello everyone, I'm Meena Norona and I'm back with another episode of Walk the Special Path. Today we have a wonderful and distinguished personality with us. She's a lawyer by profession and she's here to help us tell us something about wills for families with special needs children. Welcome Rekha Shetty to our show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
She's a lawyer by profession and she has completed her law in SDM Law College, Mangalore. She's secured first rank in the Mangalore University for law. Presently, she's working with Manu Advocates and she has been practicing since the last 20 years along with this Manu Advocates. She is personally an avid reader and a public speaker. She has participated in several talks, legal awareness programs and seminars. She has even taught legal studies in International Indian School in Saudi, won several prizes in club, area, division and district level in Toastmaster International. She was a member of Legal Services Forum and has given many social awareness speeches. She is passionate about music and books. She is married to Rajesh Shetty and is a proud mother of 2 children. Presently, she is happy to be with us to share her knowledge so that she could create more awareness in special needs children and families. And today we'll be discussing more about wills and why is it important that special needs families make a will when regarding to their special needs children. So first of all, a very warm welcome Rekha.
Thank you so much.
And I know you're right now practicing here in Manu Advocates.
Yes.
Since how many years you're practicing, Rekha?
I started my practice in about 2002 and then I took a break in 2012 after 10 years. I worked in Saudi for 10 years since my family was there.
Okay.
And then now I'm back in the profession, same office.
So you're happy to be back?
Very much. My leg was already on India.
I think that's your baby, so you have come back to your baby.
Yes, very much.
That's always something we are very passionate about. I think even if we go somewhere, we come back to that.
Yes, that is true.
I think even Manu Advocates is happy to have you.
I hope
they know, they know how passionate you are. Yes. And you are a wonderful lawyer. I myself personally know it.
Thank you so much.
So I think I would start to ask, because there are many people out there who don't know exactly what is a will. And as we are trying to create more and more awareness for special needs, we would like to ask first, what is a will, Rekha, and why is it necessary that one should make a will? It's simple for all families.
Yes. Now in common language, if you speak, what wish a person has regarding his property, regarding his assets, he wants to make provisions for that after his death.
Okay.
So usually when they execute sale deed or settlement deed or gift deed, it comes into effect when they're alive. That is immediate. Will is the only document which comes into effect irrespective of he may have done it when he's 50 years, 60 years or 80 years or on his deathbed. It comes into effect only after his death.
Okay.
So making provisions regarding your property, your assets, your bank amounts and all that, which comes into effect after your death, is called as a will.
Okay.
That is a document.
So why do you say that, one should make a will?
My experience.
Okay.
My experience in the profession, because I have seen so many families breaking up, so many disputes regarding property only because the ancestors did not make a will.
Okay.
There are any type of, from my experience, I'll tell you, any type of suits can be settled, but a partition suit never gets settled. It runs for ages. There are 25 years, 30 years.
I think it goes to generation to
generation. Brothers and
generation.
sisters have fought. So it is very important, if you have property, to make a will so that there is no dispute regarding the distribution of the property. So it is very important.
I think nowadays, even though you are so much loving among siblings or a family, when it comes to property and money and gold, nobody is really, thinking, okay, she's my sister or brother.
No, not at all. Because even we think our children are so close to each other, nothing will happen. Okay. They will happily live after our death. They will distribute. It will never happen, mind you. And if you have more property, it is definitely important that you make a will.
And I think after the COVID, the situation has come like that we don't know what is going to happen to us.
Yes, that is a very important point you said, because most of us think that let us wait till 80 years.
Yeah, we are still young.
We are young, and making a will has got a stigma that even if I tell someone to make a will, they think, oh, she's waiting for me to die.
Right.
So that should not be, because people travel a lot. We don't know what is happening. We see 50-year-old people, healthy people are dying of heart attack. So anytime, if you have property after 40, anytime, please make a will. That
I
is,
think not only property, especially if anything they have, because
Yes.
many people may not have property.
no, not necessary. Bank accounts,
Accounts.
shares, deposits, any assets valuable if you have to make a will.
Now, coming back to a special family is more concerned what is going to happen after us to the child, because the child may be very small or maybe an adult or have autism, Down syndrome, any sort where they are not able to make decisions for themselves. So, why would you suggest a special family should make a will?
Yes, more responsibility is cast on a special family, because when you have a child which needs assistance, as long as you are there, it is fine, you will take responsibility. But once you are not there, it will be on the back of your head forever that something has to be made. So for a special family, it is necessary that you make a will and make proper will. Like a special family, when you bequeath something to the child, the will should be different from what it is regular.
Okay, from a regular will.
Not in terms of the legal formalities, I'm telling in terms of the content. Content. There is some additional things, because you cannot directly bequeath it to a special child.
Okay.
There should be a guardian appointed. It has to go through, and then it is always advisable, don't keep one guardian.
Okay.
More than one guardian, and you can keep a guardian separate for the personal and for property, like that.
Oh, you means you
Yes,
need
yes,
to
you need to difference, or you can make joint guardians. And then there are a lot of other technicalities which you should see depending on the type of property you have.
Right.
Take for example, if you have landed property and you are giving it to a guardian to look after the child, but at a certain point of time the child needs amount for his treatment or whatever it is.
Okay.
So what right you are giving to that guardian to sell the property?
Okay.
And then whether the guardian can sell the property on behalf of the minor,
Okay.
whether they have to take permission from the court. So
that's
there is a
really
lot of
legal
technical legal points involved in that. So it is always advisable, not because I'm a lawyer, I'm telling you, consult a lawyer before drafting a will.
Okay.
You may be spending a little money, but then you will be saving a lot of headache afterwards.
Okay.
I'm not
I think
propagating
especially
lawyers.
Parents are worried, what will happen to the child more than the property. But that also can be mentioned in a will about the child.
It has to be.
Care.
It has to be. Like in the will, specific mention has to be done regarding the severity and the type of disability or the special needs the child has.
Okay.
So that, and sometimes what happens, if you have a normal child and a special needs child, you will be giving naturally a little more to the special needs child. So you have to mention in detail why you're giving it to the special needs child.
Okay.
Like some have got academic, a little backward mindset, or different types of
disabilities or mental
so that you have to mention in the will very clearly if you are not giving equally to the children.
Now you explained to us. Now I would like to ask, like a special family is making a will. So what are the main aspects which that will show, important aspects for a special need family? When a special need parent makes, like they will not only make about the property or money. So what are the other important aspects which a parent should need to know when making a will?
Need to know is regarding, they cannot directly make a will in favor of the child.
Okay.
They have to make it via media through a guardian. Okay, they should know the guardian and they should know the...
Should be a family member or anybody?
No, it is not necessary. But having said that, I would like to say that it is always advisable to, bequeath it in favor of a trust. Make a trust during your lifetime.
Okay.
Keep the child as the beneficiary and more than 2 trustees. And then in the will, bequeath it to the trust.
Okay.
So that there is a safety net for the child.
Okay.
That is always advisable.
Parents don't know about a will, again the trust comes. So sometimes they are finding it so difficult to handle this. They think, okay, let us not do it at all.
That is a big risk they will be taking regarding the child's future.
Okay.
Will is very much necessary, because if you make a trust also, after you, what happens to the trust? Okay. So you can bequeath the property or amount or whatever assets you have to the trust.
Okay. Can they mention in that will itself that who will be a appointed guardian?
They have to
take for personal, who will take care of the child?
Yes, they have to in detail the relationship, why you are appointing him as a guardian. Like even if you are doing normal wills, when we are telling that we are bequeathing to such a person, we are giving an introduction, why are we giving it to him?
Okay.
Right, so a little explanation regarding why I am trusting my child with this person has to be given in the will.
So even that normal child, you mentioned normal and special child in a family, can that normal child itself be the guardian of the special child?
Yes, it can if it is elder, but again
Okay,
I said
above 18.
Above 18 and elder than the child, elder than the special needs child.
That should be there.
That should be advisable, that would be advisable always.
Because sometimes usually the elder child is special.
Yes.
So younger child, but they are already taught from before that you have to take
You
care
have to take care
yeah.
of that.
So if they are 21 and above, I think that is okay.
They can do. Legally, there is no bar as such.
Okay.
There is no bar.
Okay, I think parents ought need to know that making a will is important, and always find out through a good lawyer. We have wonderful lawyers like Rekha. So please they will explain to you. If you approach them, they will explain to you. We have experts out there. Please take their help and try to form a will. And I think a guardianship certificate also for the child. So now, Rekha, coming back to making a will, sometimes parents will hesitate. Can a handwritten will be legal?
Yes, see, will is the only document which is not a compulsorily registrable document. It is not necessary, because we have got old wills where it is handwritten. The only compulsion is that there should be 2 witnesses. Okay. It can be handwritten, it did not be typed, it did not be registered also. Will is only document. Okay. But those wills have seen the portals of the court halls for years together. Yes. Because it can be easily disputed that it was not done, it is fake. So, because at that time there was no such concept of registration, and there was also the educated people only used to approach, but now everyone does registration. So it is always advisable, even now, not only for families with special needs child, but otherwise also register a will, because it can be disputed, but the scope for dispute is very less in that. Okay. So register a will.
Because sometimes there is only one child, special needs child in the family, and via guardian we specify. The parent will hesitate why to go to a lawyer. We don't have dispute. Nobody else is a family. They just make specific mention. So that is also fine if they write it in a handwritten note?
It is fine, but it is not advisable. It is There is no legal bar. Like I said, a will need not be registered. There is no particular format for a will, except that it should be executed by the person in front of 2 independent witnesses. That is only compulsion.
So those witnesses should not be from the family?
No, they can be from the family. They cannot be the beneficiary. Okay. Like that, the normal wills it is.
So some neighbors, friends.
Yes, anyone, friends. It's all.
So to parents, especially families, this message is that please make a will. It's not very difficult. Experts or even you yourself, please do it for your child's sake. Coming back to this question of guardianship, now the special needs child can't take decisions, so guardianship is very needed. So how can it be specified in a will after me somebody is a guardian to appoint? How it can be specified in the will?
No, see, it is the wish of the executor. Clearly they can specify, but then what happens after the death of the executor is a different game altogether, because you are not there to see what is happening after you. You might have trust during your lifetime on the guardian, but then he might be mismanaging the properties. Right. So again, in case someone has to file a case against that, telling that, so there is a lot of legal issues involved. Okay. So you should take double care to see that it is not advisable to one person to appoint as a guardian. That is the reason I'm saying more than one appoint as a guardian. And then there is a court guardian. In case something is happening, then thereafterwards you can file a suit to JNWC and appoint as a guardian, telling that this person is not handling the child or the properties of the child properly. A court guardian can be appointed.
I think when they are alive, if they make a guardianship certificate, that is better?
No, but that is for themselves. Like in case for example, the parents are dead, there is a special needs child or a minor. At that time, the grandparents apply for a guardianship certificate. Okay. So if the parents are there, natural guardians, not necessary.
Because nowadays it's necessary, even when both parents are alive, one parent gives a guardianship certificate in the name of father, so that they can sign, because the child may not be able to sign for bank or even when you open a post office account, or they have government pension which comes here for the children. So that guardianship certificate is also okay?
Like regarding in case there is undivided rights or something where the child has got a minor child, especially it comes under Hindus, they get right in the property at their birth. So if it is a minor or it is a special needs child, then you have to take a permission from the court to sell that property. For other things, your guardianship certificate holds good regarding if you're purchasing property in your child's name, or if for bank documents and all, that holds good.
Okay, because I think it's very difficult to open a bank account. I personally have seen it's very difficult when you have a special needs child to open a bank account. We have been running from one person to another, because mainly people are not aware. Even the staff at the postal office or in the banks, they are not aware that a special needs child one account can be opened. So thank you for explaining that to us. So I would like to ask you, if a parent wants to leave all the assets what he has to a special needs child, is it possible?
Yes, there is absolutely no bar. The only thing is he has to appoint a guardian.
So now even if they have a normal child, but wants to give for that special
yes.
child, that can be done.
Yes, a will is that only. Even between normal children, there are two normal children. So if they want to give to one child, in case because they are not in good terms with the other child, so they can be done. That will is like it is your property, your wish. You can do whatever you want with
Now
that.
the child is minor or major also.
Yes, yes.
So
Absolutely no
can
bar.
be given to
No
everything
bar.
to that child.
Yes, no bar.
Okay. As only thing, a guardian has to be appointed
Yes,
in
a
that
guardian
case.
has to be in the
Oh.
case of special needs child.
Because I think they can't take decisions by
Yes,
themselves.
yes, that is the reason.
And
There
they
is-
can't manage.
Yes, there is a many chances of it, the property being misappropriated later. Taking advantage of the child's disadvantages. So all that things can happen. So it is necessary that a guardian has to be appointed.
Okay, thank you. Now again, I would like to ask you, like lifetime money management can be done by a special, like one for a special person. Lifetime money management can be done by a will. When you make a will.
You're telling about the lifetime management of the child.
For the child,
For the
like
child.
full time. Now we put some money. Now the child is small. He'll grow. Even parents are not there. He'll be keep on growing, or he may have any issues. So lifetime to manage, like till he is alive, that can be mentioned in the will.
Yeah, it can be mentioned. Like you can make not giving the end. Say you have some money in the bank or something. So you can say that this amount goes to him, and the interest will go to the expenses of the child. So his lifetime, that will go, or if some shares or something. So you can make arrangements in such a way that he does not get the amount, like lump sum does not go to the guardian also. It is being used, continuously during his lifetime for the child.
Okay. They have to
Yes.
make this thing
Yes.
that till he is alive.
Yes, that has
goes
to be. Yeah, the benefits or the
So
interest.
that should be particularly mentioned in the will.
Very important, like in a special, when we see a normal will also, we have make it in very detail.
Okay.
So if it is a special will, definitely it has to mention every detail regarding how you are doing it, why you are doing it. Very
Okay.
important.
Even that amount should be mentioned, or
Yes, we make a separate schedule after the will is there. We make a separate schedule, mention the in case it's a bank account number, amount, how it is distributed, everything in the schedules
so
below.
means everything should be described very clearly.
Very clearly, precisely, the numbers also, everything should be proper.
I
So there's
think
no
yes.
scope for dispute afterwards.
Right. That's I think very important, because a special needs child is not able to say anything,
Yes,
and when you
yes.
take decisions on their behalf, the instructions given by parents is best.
Very important, because during your lifetime you are doing everything possible for the child, right? So but after like I'm telling you, whatever it is, you're not in this world, you can not know
Right.
what is happening. So
Sometimes we'll say, all special parents will say, we are so worried, God
Yes,
give us that
yes.
much life that I will survive past the child, the child, I should not go before the child, what will happen?
Yes,
that
I
fear
understand,
is
I
there.
understand.
I think by now saying that making a will, I think more of their
yes,
attention
at least
will
their
go.
financial and their this monetary
care.
things can be arranged.
Monetary, appointing a guardian,
Yes,
or
yes, all those things
taking
can
care.
be arranged. Then
That's I think very important to all the special parents when we worry, what is going to happen after us. Making a will is one of the best way to safeguard your child's needs. I think that's what you mentioned.
yes, that is very
You have
important.
clarified so much. Thanks a lot. I think many people will be very happy to know this.
Oh, my honor.
So now I know you're a lawyer, you've been practicing
Yes.
on in between, still you came back to your profession. So are you satisfied with this profession you chose, Rekha?
Yes, like if you see my 10th standard slam book, there is like I had two choices, either a police officer or a lawyer.
Okay.
I am one of the lucky ones where I get to live my dream.
Okay,
Now,
don't regret not being a police officer?
no, I would have been a very corrupt one to that.
Okay.
So no,
But as a lawyer, you're a good one.
I am very
Okay, no, I know
Yes,
that personally.
yes.
So that's really wonderful. I'm thinking like other so many of them would have benefited by you being a lawyer.
Yes.
So what is exactly your contribution to society? What made you choose this? As you said, from your slam book it was there, but what exactly, you had a particular dream to be a lawyer?
Yes, I was inspired by the movies, to be honest, but then once I entered the profession, I know that there is a lot of things you can do to the society as a lawyer, more than anything, because as a lawyer, people take you seriously. Right? When I tell, like you said, when I tell something about will, it carries more weight because I'm a lawyer. So I have participated in so many, these Anganwadi programs where I address the backward class of ladies, especially ladies' issues and all. And I tell them, see, there are these cases. Like when Domestic Violence Act came, no one knew about it. So to create awareness, a lot of propaganda was done by the government. But then that was not being, properly reaching the people. So I feel that as a lawyer, I have got that power. To create awareness among the people.
I think in being a lady as well as a lawyer, you will be more empathetic to people, and
Yes.
they will approach you more.
Yes, men will take objections to that, but it is very true.
It's very, I've seen, people,
Yes.
especially families now, special families, they would love to approach to a female lawyer because sometimes, feel they can understand.
Yes.
Maybe,
that is
sometimes
it is a
we
natural, it is inbuilt in us. That is,
Right.
no one can question that.
So we are really proud to have you, with
Thank
us
you so
today.
much. Thank you.
And being a female lawyer is really not a small task. I know
Thank
in
you
this
so much.
profession, legal profession is something which.
Yes, we need more ladies to come into the profession, please,
Right.
and stay there.
And I hope you make a start to help these special needs families, and they can freely approach you.
It would be my pleasure, definitely, anytime.
So,
anytime.
to
Don't
give
be
information,
reluctant.
basically is people are not aware.
Yes.
That a will can be made. It's not, everybody thinks making a will is very difficult.
No. It is the easiest work. It is the easiest thing. Only.
And another thing is why we should make now we are young. That's
That is a
another
big
thing.
mistake.
We still have long way to go. Either I will survive, my husband will survive, or something. That is that they think will has to be made by elderly people who are about to die.
No.
I think that aspect needs to be changed.
Yes, and even when you suggest that, they take offense of that. That is
Right,
the problem.
true. I think that is a necessity at any age.
Yes,
you
at
can
any
make.
age you want to make a will, please make a will. Approach, like in case you have a special needs child, definitely please approach a lawyer or approach any expert on this will, not necessarily lawyer, someone who will tell what is the intricacies. Like it is very
True.
necessary to add a lot of more points in the will so that your child's future is safe.
secure.
That is the more
I
priority.
think that is very important for special needs families, parents
Yes.
who really worry, they don't get night sleep thinking what after us. So that's a nice thing you said,
Yes, yes.
to safeguard your future of your child, it's very important. So now I would like to ask Rekha, you've come here to help us create awareness.
Yes.
What message would you like to give to parents struggling with special needs children in regard to
Yes.
making a will or whatever?
The first thing is what we need to first act on it. What we think, we need to act on it. We keep on thinking that we should want to do this, we want to do that, but we do not do it regarding whether it may be regarding finances or regarding the child. Once you accept that my child needs special,
Right.
is a special child and it needs special treatment, you act on it, like what is best for the child.
I think first you need to approach and find out what can be done.
What can be, there is
So many experts.
there are so many experts, and especially in a professor like Mangalore, where there are a lot of institutions like you said, but there is lack of awareness. Like, there are so many people who still keep the special needs child at home, do not send it to these institutions where it will help them a lot. That mindset is there still, that
Awareness is
Yes,
lacking,
yes.
acceptance is lacking.
Yes.
And even if you take the children out, you don't have facilities.
Oh, that is a major problem, because
That's-
I think both of us have lived abroad for some time, so we know. But I think it is improving a lot. It
At
is
least
improving.
we have to start at the basic level.
Like people like you who are creating such a good work they're doing in this
Thank you.
field. So definitely, once awareness is created, things will take, because everyone have to be involved.
Right.
One person definitely can make a first step, but to reach that, everyone has to be
And
involved.
I think what message you gave to the special parents that making a will is very, very important.
Yes, it is very important.
And it's not difficult, but take it from the expert's mouth that it's not very difficult and you need to make it for your special needs child. So one more I would like to ask you idea, like, how can we make an inclusive society? Right now, even though we say Bangalore is a smart city, I don't find so much inclusiveness. So what would you say about
inclusive
that?
society, like I tell that it is not the government's job, it is not the local administration's job, it is not NGO's job, it is the job of every individual.
Right.
Because when you take the first step, like anything, when you take the first step, then you first change yourself.
Right.
Like what, like someone, I don't remember the quote.
Start from home,
No,
like,
start from home. Yeah, charity
at home.
begins at home. So first you take the first step in including everyone in the
Right.
society. Know your rights, at the same time know your responsibilities also.
True.
When you know your responsibility, don't go on harping about your rights. Know your responsibilities. Small steps, it will make wonders.
I
The
think
whole
coming from
society
the
will
lawyer's
change.
mouth, right? I think Disabilities Rights Act is there. I
Yes,
think
yes.
all
there
should
is.
know that.
They should. There are two acts which are relating to disability. It is a little more technical. Like some other
True, I
time,
think.
hopefully we can talk on that. But you should know the rights. Everyone has got a right, and the special needs child is having equal rights which every citizen have got. We are giving special rights are there definitely which they are entitled under the
Right.
Disabilities Act.
Right? People should know that.
Yes, they should
Most
know
of
that.
them are ignorant of these things.
Yes. Don't hide your children.
I think that's the good way to say that we can have an inclusive society, one step at a time.
Yes.
So before we end this, Rekha, I would like to ask if you'd like to leave a thank you note to News Karnataka. What
Yes.
would that be?
Yes, I definitely a lot of the work which News Karnataka is doing, because in this age where sensationalism is the prime focus of media, when they are focusing on issues like this, it is really, something, they are contributing to the social cause so much. So it is really a good job they are doing. I really appreciate that, what they are doing, and I hope they continue to do that, because media now is such a good platform to propagate all these type of issues. So I really thank them, and I really acknowledge and appreciate the effort that they're doing in this direction.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rekha, for enlightening us on this subject. Thanks a lot for taking the time to come
Thank
today.
you. It was my honor. Thank you.
And to parents out there, all the special parents, please, there are experts out there. Please make a will, especially appointing a guardian for your special needs, or you want to bequeath any property for your special need child. And that worry, what will happen after us? I think today you got an answer to that. Please take the help of your expert or a lawyer, make a will for your child, especially appoint a guardian. And there are so many facilities, take advantage of that, and your life will be much better, and you will have a more secure future for your special one. That's all for today. Thank you.